All right, roll call has been taken?
Yes.
Yes. So we'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of the June 11th, 2018, or 19, I'm sorry, yeah, I lost the year there.
That's wrong.
The June 2011, 19 meeting, regular meeting minutes, and the June 11, 2019 executive closed session minutes. Got a motion support, are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. Move down to hearings. We'll set a public, well, I would like to set a public hearing for Tuesday, July 9th, 2019 at 6 p.m. to consider the final 2017 Special Assessment District Rule Number 2 for the construction of Ely Street sanitary sewer leads. The final 2017 Special Assessment District Rule Number 3 for the construction of sewer leads on Euclid Avenue, the sanitary sewer leads, and the final 2018 Special Assessment District Rule Number 1 for the construction of sidewalks on Lincoln Avenue. So what is your pleasure?
Move to set the hearings.
Second. Motion support, are there any comments or questions? Any comments from staff? Your team?
This is just to close out the roll for the projects that we've done. That's for last year's street construction project as well as Lincoln Avenue. This is to close down and send out bills to the residents.
Perfect. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We have set the hearings. We need the resolutions. First up is consideration of a resolution of appreciation for Tony Glowicki on his retirement from the city of Alma.
Support.
Motion support, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Consideration of a resolution to approve the year-end budget adjustments for fiscal year 2019. I believe those are handed out for the meeting tonight. Pleasure.
Move approval.
Support.
Good, motion support. Matt, you want to cover these, or did you get somebody else in mind?
That's just to go through them, so we're on the record with them also. The first one was just to increase the city manager's budget by $35,000, increase the city clerk's budget by $35,000. That's because a portion of the clerk's wages have been recorded against the city manager. So that's just to
Matter of these all expenditure plans.
to increase the assessor budget by $55,000 and decrease the general fund balance by $55,000, as this would be the second year of the payment to legacy, approved last year, from your legacy appraising services, so which is the private firm that's been doing our appraisals. Third is increase the downtown maintenance budget $25,000 and decrease the elections budget by $25,000 to fund expenditures incurred over the original budget for downtown maintenance. Fourth was to decrease the street lighting budget by $10,000, or increase the street lighting budget, by $10,000, and decrease the public works sidewalk budget by $10,000 to fund expenditures that were incurred over the original budget for downtown maintenance. Fifth one was to increase the planning and zoning budget by $11,000 and decrease the treasurer budget by $11,000 to fund expenditures incurred over the original budget for planning and zoning. And the last one is to increase the Riverside Cemetery budget $60,000 and decrease the general fund balance by $60,000 to fund expenditures incurred over the original budget for Riverside Cemetery. I'll go through this a little bit for MF, the Riverside Cemetery. As I look back through the years, in my opinion, as we go forward, we need to understand there's a cost to the cemetery. And there is a cost. And I think we wishful budget every year, because the numbers always end up about the same. But we've started it back here a little bit. And actually, those numbers are generated through our own public works internal services, a lot of those. So as we're even wishful budgeting that the cemetery's not going to cost that much, it does. It's actually our own numbers that we so and I think that's one as we move forward, be a little more conscious of looking at that number differently as we go forward.
Does that mean we need, I know a few years back we had assessed charges there. Is that part of what we have to consider again?
These are rather consistent of the amount we've been over. If you look on that budget, they've been rather consistent. I know it's anytime you make any decisions about the cemetery, it's very emotional for people. But you're paying what we collect from the very long-term perpetual care never catches up. And so it's gonna be decisions that most likely have to be looked at as we go forward.
That may be a portion we need to examine is the perpetual care piece.
Yeah.
That's because it goes on forever, and it's
Right.
not fair to the future citizens to have to bear the burden like we are for our forefathers.
And we're not alone, there are
No.
many municipal cemeteries that aren't, it's a tough thing to run, it's an expense that's there, but it's a big part of our community also. So,
And that's why we've got it, it's because it was a tough thing to run
To
when
run
somebody
before.
failed.
and I do think that when we look at the numbers of where we started, it's one of those, well, maybe we can do it at this amount. And then the reality is, it just never ends up there.
But it's, what, around $250,000 and we still don't have, I mean, you go out there, it is not a gorgeous piece of property, and it's not maintained to a high level or anything like that.
No, it's bare bones of what we do.
Yeah.
It is bare bones of what we do out there.
Right, so there's not, it's not as if there's extravagances.
No.
No, not in the least, I would say.
No, I mean, we made a major repair in the mausoleum last year, and other than that, I mean, anything major that we've actually done is
And it's a push-pull, because if you increase the burial rates, then there's more pullback where people don't want to be buried, so you compete with that. And then number two is, there seems to be a consistent push in the last year or two to where residents want to pay less to be buried there because of the residents, so it's going to be an ongoing dilemma to where if you adjust it, you're never going to make money on it, but that is a constant issue that we're dealing with.
No, the object is to lose less, not.
Exactly.
It's ever-
No, it's never made, but it is to lose less. and
Lose
have
less
better
is,
control over it.
and ideally, it'd be nice to have more of an endowment fund.
Well, and Sean and I had a discussion today, I mean, even the changes that we're seeing in society as full burials as opposed to cremations and things like that is changing too, as to how the cemetery is being utilized and what you're bringing in and the different things, so. I just think as we go forward, if you look at the past numbers, it appears to me every year we're doing this and having to go back, and it really is, it's that wishful budgeting of, okay, maybe this year we can get it at that, but it doesn't happen, so it'll be just a little more conscious look as we go forward. The item with the planning and zoning, treasurer with Carl retiring early, like that was a place that was easy to take some out of that puts that in. That's probably the last, but street lighting, and public works sidewalks, I thought those kind of mesh together pretty well, it's still within the public works realm, where we had no overage, where we had the budget, where we were over slightly to be able to make that. Downtown maintenance, to me, downtown maintenance is one of those that every year is gonna be really a crapshoot when you start to put numbers out there, because a lot of things we're dependent upon about what goes into that cost, and so, I think if last year, you remember, we talked about trying to get to numbers that were more realistic as opposed to trying to pad things. I think that some of these things may be a result of that, of saying, we'll try and be a little more discreet, or not discreet, but a little more backed off on what downtown maintenance might cost. We had a pretty good winter, again, we had some other things that came up that cost there, the good things that we had some from there. Again, the legacy one, something we'd already made a decision on, and I do think, I can't stress enough, I think that set us up really well for the future, as far as getting that citywide appraisal. We're gonna be well ahead of the curve, and we would be sitting in line to try to get that done. I know we've discussed that a lot of times here, but I think it's put us in a much better spot. And then I just wanna make sure that the city manager's budget doesn't have to do that I was making so much money that we need to take some out of there. It was just, we had moved, the clerks was being allocated there, and so we made that adjustment there. And so if you look from an overall standpoint, I kind of wrote it out, is our budget to actual for this year, we literally end up about $308,000 under the proposed budget from the budget to actual, even if you take then the $110,000 that we're looking at between the assessing and the cemetery, it's still $198,110 that we are under the proposed. So, a lot of work by a lot of people. I do think the consciousness of our budgets, that kind of stuff is starting to pay off with people looking at things in that respect. So, the couple that I talked to you about too, that I sent an email to you last night about the 692 fund, a couple of those were issues where there was nothing that needed to be amended. Those were just looks of clerical issues that I was able to easily resolve.
Okay. I believe we had a motion and support. Are there any more questions or comments from anyone? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Okay, moving on to reports, we have one this evening, a code enforcement report for May of 2019.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion support. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That is carried. Appropriations. What is your pleasure? You want to pay the bills?
Sure, move to pay the bills.
Have motion support. Does anybody have any comments or questions? I had a couple, just thumbing through them, and a couple things just kind of leapt out at me. We apparently read a check to ourselves. We had a check to the city of Alma for $1,176.68. It just seems like I don't write checks to myself very often, so
We pay our water bills.
we pay our water bills that way, okay.
That's a list of water bills, not any one department, it's throughout the different departments.
July and December, we pay taxes.
Taxes too. So
We
you'll
don't
see
get
us,
six.
pay ourselves again.
Yeah. All right. And then there was $150 for a wildlife recovery. Did we recover wildlife, or what's going on there? Was the other one that kind of threw me for?
That was a children's program at the library.
Okay, so it's an
Library.
educational thing.
Educational program.
It wasn't an animal.
No, it wasn't us recovering something.
Trapping ribbons.
Yeah. that was a-
Breaking deer
I
off the
was
street.
just curious.
That was a library program,
Library program, yes.
children's, and a children's program.
And a children's.
Tried to get them.
Money well spent, I'm sure.
Of
Okay.
which their programs are going very well so far.
They are good. I think they generally do. I think we're very fortunate to have the library we have and the staff we have over there. And as in many of our departments, or all of our departments, we're fortunate to have good crews. With that, commissioner comments. Roxanne, would you like to lead off? You don't have anything. Why should you start someplace else? Larry?
Well, I have something really exciting to say. Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on Barber Street in Ithaca, we're going to break ground for a Habitat house. We have not built a Habitat house in Alma for probably 7 years. And we're really excited about it. And you'll hear more about it, but if you have Wednesday night free, stop by. We'd love to have you there to help support us. And 6 o'clock, Wednesday at Barber Street in Ithaca. So, hope to see some people there.
Because the last one was that house in St. Louis, wasn't it?
Yes.
Other than you've done Rush for Kindness and things in the meantime. but
Rock the block.
Rock the Block.
Mhm.
So there has been activity, it hasn't been a total void.
No, and we have a family picked out, so we're all set to go.
Good. Congratulations.
We're excited about it.
Roger.
Just real happy to see what appears to be the beginnings of a resolution of the data right thing between City of Alma and Pine River Township. It looks like could be going in the right direction. So, thank you.
Audra.
Lynn asked me actually to share, if you missed it in the paper last week, Dave McMacken, beloved Alma High School teacher, the Gratiot County Board of Commissioners did a resolution to honor Dave as designated him as a Gratiot County historian. So I've got it here if anyone wants to read it. It was in the Gratiot County Herald last Thursday, I believe. But just a neat, kind of a neat thing. I'm sure you've all seen his books and heard his talks, and just a wonderful person. I know I had him as a teacher, and I'm sure Michelle did too.
Can I
Me too.
add something? Can I
Yes.
add something to that? He's very ill too right now, so.
Yes, yeah, very.
Michelle.
Wanted to say thank you to Dave DeGraff for all that he does out of the parks. He's done a lot for us, volunteering the silent person. So we appreciate everything that he does. I wish everybody a happy 4th of July. And just in information, I will not be here for the July 9th meeting. I'll be in the UP.
And it's perfect, but I have tried to get, and you're right, very quiet person. I have tried to, I've tried to get him here, to acknowledge him here. He's very quiet, but we sure appreciate everything he does for us, that's for sure.
Just to add on, we're happy 4th of July, just to encourage our citizens to be safe, watch out for your personal safety, watch out for fire safety, firecrackers and other things, so just to encourage you to do
Mr. Attorney.
Well, I was asked at the last meeting to get a hold of Tom Clark, Animal Control, to find out a little bit about the situation with respect to dropping off cats at Animal Control. Tom is very helpful, told me that it is a $10 fee to drop off cats at Animal Control. We'd heard it was 20, apparently that's not true. And somebody donated $300 to Animal Control to fund the drop-off of these cats, and according to Tom, this was almost 2 weeks ago, this was right after the last meeting, there was still $240 left in that fund, so until that runs out, it's free to drop off a cat. He said that GAIN, and I don't know the acronym, GAIN, I guess, they've got a deal with Animal Control, according to Tom, where they take the cats the feral cats that are dropped off at Animal Control, and they've got a project where they're putting them in various farms around in the rural areas in Gratiot County. So that's, I guess, a good thing. And then he said the unidentified domestic cats are adopted out. And they're only euthanized to the extent that they reach capacity and they have to do something. If the owners are identified by the whatever the cat's got, a collar or whatever tag, they're contacted. They pay $30 for the first day and $15 every day after that for storage. Because we have been thinking about, there should be some onus on the owners to keep better track of their cats and how that, there's got to be some incentive for that. And apparently that is. I mean, you get your cat from Animal Control, you're paying $30 for the first day and $15 thereafter. So anyway, that's from Tom Clark.
Okay. Thank you for the update.
Thanks, Tony.
And I don't, I'll do this now, I guess it's probably the best time because I don't want to give up my time swimming, but I think that, as you know, a couple meetings ago, I tried to get Liam, who's here today, to come, but actually, he's been a very, very busy young man since he's completed some of the projects that he's been doing here around the city. He just came back from the Naval Academy, as my understanding, he was there for a while, and by the way, I saw pictures on Facebook, that was great down there, so. I'd like the opportunity then to make sure that, and Liam, if you can come on up here for just a second. Up here, but I'll tell you, what we've been doing here is we got some, we are very, very fortunate in what you've been able to do, and so that Liam is responsible for the new benches in the park at Scotland Yard, which was the farmer's market. He also did the ones at Euclid, and just a fantastic project. When we had our Friday night gig down there a couple weeks ago, there were people sitting on those benches and enjoying them. But because I've gotten to know your dad a little bit, and we talked a little bit more, he does more than that. It's crazy, all the stuff that Liam's involved in. But so what we'd like to do is just from the city of Alma, here's just a token of our appreciation. It's the coin that we use, and we really appreciate for what you did. I know it was a project for you, but it was a lot more than that. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
And my thanks, Liam, we do appreciate it, great work. Sounds like the people are eating something hot dogs. We may need some cots in the near future, so. If we're overfeeding hot dogs like that might be a problem, but I would also, I know we have Chuck here, your county commissioner. Certainly I appreciate what you reaching out to the animal control. I would encourage them to even make those fines for people not caring for the pets even more steep, to make it a little more punitive. Because it is a real problem, and people's furniture and houses are being messed up, and there needs to be a little bit of punishment involved in that, not just a storage fee. I think there should be some punitive measure there for people that don't take care of their animals. Because the real problem is the people, it's not the animal. I mean, you can't blame the animal, they're just doing what the animals do. It's people that don't take care of their pets is the problem. So that's my opinion, so I'll leave that with that. I'd like to update the Pine River Group has been making great strides lately. For anybody that hasn't made it to any of their meetings, You know, the watershed management plan is coming along, and there's real interest in the community. It's great to hear in Gratiot County, as has happened so many times over the last 50 years of my lifetime. People are coming together. There's a group of agriculture farmers and things coming together, doing their part to now study what's going on with the watershed, and they want to be players in the solution. So that's great news. The farm community has joined in on this project, and they're becoming part of the solution, as well as, you know, the local, like Gary and his group over at the Healthy Pine River. So I think we're really destined to get that river cleaned up. It's still going to be a daunting project, but I'm confident it's going to happen over time, and really encouraged to see that. So with that, we'd like to open it up to public comments. So if you've got something to share, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and I believe the regulation is usually 5 minutes, or up to 5 minutes.
Well, this past, my name is Lori Wilson, I live at St. Louis, 517 Michigan Avenue. Michelle was talking about being safe and for the 4th of July. I've seen so many times that people are not safe. You know, last year, a friend of mine almost died. She got hit by a car. And I think we should just step up and try to help each other to understand, to look out for pedestrians and people riding bikes, and the same thing for people that's driving their cars. Look out for each other, because you don't want to have your child or anybody get hurt. And Michelle was talking about fire safety, you know, and try to be careful over the holiday weekend. And I can't say this every time, but our police officers and firefighters go on and above what they do every day. I know. And I can't say this, you know, because I learned from the best. And I think everybody should just come together and try to be safe. But like I said, the officers and the firemen go on above what they do every day. You can commend them for a job well done, but when somebody gets hurt, they feel bad. And I think we should just come together as a community and try to look out for each other. Thank you.
Good. And before the next one comes up, I did forget one thing. We've got a Rural Urban Day coming up on July 19th, I believe it is? 18th, I'm sorry. So it's Thursday the 18th. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, grab those from the chamber office or any of the local banks. And who would like to be next to address the commission?
Hello?
Please come to the podium, state your name and address, and share your thoughts.
Live at 602 River Avenue. I'm a caution guy. I stepped back away from it about 40 years ago, and now I'm back again. I love my job. Them kids are the most important thing to me. I made a decision about this. What I'm tired of.
Would you like some help? Do you want me to hold that for you?
Yes, please. What I'm asking is Warwick, coming down through here, and going on to Pine, that center lane needs to be shut off for 2 hours a day. The reason why, because you get people coming up here and they will want to sit in that area right there for 3, 4, 15 minutes. I've seen it, my partner's seen it. We've seen people push each other out of the way just to get to the middle school.
Is that the center, are you talking the center lane on Pine Street or the center lane in Warwick? I'm sorry.
On Warwick.
On Warwick, okay.
Yes, this street right here, any of these other streets, I don't care. I can deal with them. It's this middle lane, right here. We've had a pickup one day, and he's a pretty good sized truck, pushed his way out. He was in that center lane, and he pushed his way out. He didn't ask, he didn't even talk, he just moved out. Almost caused 3 accidents. I'm involved in that. Somebody gets hurt, I'm in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. I tell the kids that. This is my job, you get hurt, I get in trouble. I'll take the responsibility of that. That's my job. However, I get tired of people sitting there, blowing their horn, waiting to get around, when they can go all the way around Cheeseman Road and be there 15 minutes before they're supposed to. Not sit there and blow their horn. I will always be there. I'll be there for the next 5 years, so you're going to see my face down. And another thing is I'm going to have a body cam. I talked to my boss. She said I can have one. So I'm tired of people running my stop sign and being in that lane. So what I'm asking the commission is if you can, please shut it down for 2 hours. That's all I'm asking.
Do you need it in the afternoon too, or morning?
7 to 8.
Oh, 7 to 8.
During, when school's in session, right?
Yes. Other than that, they can do whatever they want. I don't care. I'm not there. I don't care. But it's only them 2 hours that I would like that to be shut down. Yes, people are going to complain. Let them complain. But it isn't. It's not the people that's driving that I'm worried about. It's the kids. Now the kids do not come home until I ask them to, because I'm very strict on that. I'm very strict on it. I told them that day, and that was it. This is my line, you don't cross it until I tell you to. So I'm very much in that, and so is my partner. My partner and I, we get along great. It's just that thing. That's all I would ask.
Just clarification on which lane you're talking about, please. You know, I'm involved in that every morning, afternoon too. You're talking about the left turn lane coming off of Warwick,
Yes.
going north on Pine. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I know I didn't.
No, that's all
I
right.
mean, this is my second try, so.
Good. Yeah.
So this is what I came up with, and I tried to do it the best that I can, but that's just how it is. I don't want to get upset on
But,
you're right.
Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention.
But, I mean, you know, they, some of the cars don't even stop to that stop sign they need to. And I do holler at them, I do that, and I shouldn't do, but they're gonna run the stop sign, they're gonna run my stop sign. That's plain and simple, right there. I've seen it done before, and they will, they have. However, I am concerned about that, and I can take care of the rest of my own.
Okay.
Thank
Richard.
you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Rich.
Well,
Thank you for taking care of our kids.
You're welcome. Certainly appreciate your concern for the children, and we'd like probably staff to study this proposal and see how maybe we could sign, how you do into the signage or the closure or something like that, if it's can be done, if it's feasible, and what it would take to do it. What we're looking at next, so. Okay, who would like to be next? Sir.
Hi, my name is Mark Crowd. I live on 1006 Iowa Street, and was traveling around today, so I didn't have time to get this to the city commission ahead of time, but if you can pass that down, I'd appreciate it. This is to the city manager and Alma City Commission. It was mentioned at the June 11th, 2019 Alma City Commission meeting that residential streets are now posted with 25-mile-per-hour speed limits. In front of you is a list of locations where I found today where 25-mile-per-hour signs are posted. At 417 Mechanic, there's a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit. Fair Lane in Charles, Fair Lane in West Superior, Center in Purdy, Center in Philadelphia, Center in Grant. This one's kind of unusual. It's Gulf side. There's no outlet, and there's 25-mile-per-hour speed limit there. And of course, Warwick and Superior. Warwick, Superior, and Iowa are the only access streets to Wright Avenue. Iowa is not posted. Warwick and Superior are. As a first step to slow down the traffic on Iowa, I would ask you to post Iowa with speed limits. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. And I assume staff will take a look at that and come back with a recommendation as well?
I appreciate you looking at that, because really, I'll be honest, I've driven around all the time and knows, because it's strange to have a 25-mile-an-hour sign in residential zones.
Yeah, it's strange at Gulf side. It's
Yeah,
no
there's not even
outlet.
an
It's
outlet
got
there.
25-mile-per-hour speed limit.
And some short streets, some short
Yeah.
ones that, so, okay.
I've
Thank
driven
you.
around for years, I never
Yes,
noticed them.
thank you.
Actually, Mark, I didn't know they're all there. Should have said that out loud, shouldn't I?
I recognize that you don't
follow them.
Well,
These
yes.
who don't notice them, I remember
I will
when I
now.
first moved here, I turned, when the middle school building was, old middle school building was still there, I had turned left onto Pine off of Downey or whatever, I'm terrible with the names. And was an enormous sign that was pointed out to me by the police officer. I never noticed it, I mean, I just drive by it and I just never, and then Nick and I at the college had to go out and look at a parking sign that,
Well,
no
try me.
parking. Yes. I mean, I've been parking there for years and I've never paid attention to it.
Did it say Roxanne Park?
Yeah. But I think we get blind to the signs that, we're passing.
We clearly do, we don't see the forest because we're amongst all these trees. So, thank you very much, and we'll take a look at that. Who would like to be next? We've got at least one more slot. Anybody? Okay, hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. A motion support, all those in favor?
Aye.
All same sign, we are adjourned, thank you very much, we do appreciate your attendance.
Okay.